The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me. Money's coming to me.
And welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. The banks. We got to talk about the banks. The banks is what's going to drive this market. And these banks are going to fail big time. I've always said we've never had a recovery since the 2008 crash. I've told you over and over that Baby Bush, when the largest banks went down, he should have not saved them. He should have broke those banks up, took their assets, spread it among 8,000 banks, the balance of the 8,000 banks. It would have worked. I said, these banks are illiquid because the market we never had a recovery. We had a propping up, but not a recovery. We had a propping up with these low interest rates. And these banks are broke. I've always said that. And I also said, when they do their stress test for the banks, you ever notice how they cheat? When they do the stress test, they never put in the test what would happen to raising rates. If rates go up, what would happen to these banks? They only put in the test what would happen to the banks if rates go down. Isn't that stupid? But they don't want to know what's going to happen, put in the test what happens if rates go up. These banks are going to go out of business. Look, one thing we know is this. They mask, if you think about the housing market, right? We had the housing con bubble. The housing con bubble. They kept saying, as the housing con bubble was in place and people were buying homes, can have access to all this money, low rate money, access to any kind of loan they want, pick their own payment. When that bubble was going up, they didn't call it a bubble. They called it economic growth. How stupid is that? But they could take parking space in our heads that it was, because they keep pointing to the stock market and keep saying, look at the stock market. It shows you how healthy the economy is. No, the stock market has nothing to do with the economy. Go back to the dot-com bubble. Did the same thing. They dropped rates big time. So the dot-com stocks shot right up. But what do they call it? They said economic growth. But when the dot-com bubble went up and kept going up because of low interest rates, Wall Street could borrow money near zero rates and go buy dot-com, all the dot-com bubbles at that time. But they never called it a bubble. They said it's economic growth. Now look where we are today. QE. The QE con. It's a bubble. But they call it economic growth. But here, I want you to listen. Finally, somebody came on and was honest about the banks. They said the exact thing I've been saying for years. They're broke. Matter of fact, if you remember, I told you last week or 2 weeks ago, nobody on these fake cable network, these fake business network shows, they never tell you the truth, that how the banks they didn't have enough money to loan to each other overnight for short-term loans. There was an emergency meeting, and the Federal Reserve had to print something like $183 billion to give to the banks so they could cover their short-term loans. The banks didn't have any money. So they printed money and shoved it into the banks. That's exactly what happened about a week before the market crashed. Remember all the banks? They froze up. They couldn't loan each other overnight. But nobody's talking about that either. But here, listen to this cut. This is amazing. Finally, somebody's telling the truth.
But without Glass-Steagall coming back, you're looking at a collapse of the banks very soon.
Really?
Yes.
Because of the regulations that have been imposed on the banks?
No.
Here, first, I want you to catch when he's telling her what's going on Fox, on CNBC, how dumb this person is. And they're hired to tell you and me what to do. They're supposed to advise us on TV what to do with our money. Listen how she has no clue what's going on. Listen how dumb she sounds.
But without Glass-Steagall coming back, you're looking at a collapse of the banks very soon.
Really?
Yes.
Because of the regulations that have been imposed on the banks?
No, just the opposite. The regulations have had nothing to do with anything that's going on. The repo market has completely collapsed. No banks want to lend to the other banks anymore, nor can they because they're completely illiquid, supporting the hedge funds, derivatives, et cetera, in their business today. The derivatives market is 2 or 3 times, 2.5 times the size that it was in 2007, and the banking community is on the road to another disaster.
So, think of what he's saying here. The repo market is collapsing. I just told you what they have to do 2 weeks ago. They had to print money to put it into the repo market so the banks cover the short-term loans they had overnight. So if my bank, I'm rolling out a little bit more money than I have, I usually go to another bank and they'll loan me overnight that money. They wouldn't do it. None of the banks were loaning each other overnight because they didn't trust each other. Same thing happened right before the crash in 2008. It's just amazing that people don't understand. I talked about this before. They have derivatives sitting out there, these banks. Remember, when the banks crashed, they crashed because of the amount of derivatives they had on their books. But they financially engineered, the Federal Reserve, took the derivatives off of their books, off the bank books, the biggest banks, and they shifted them and they hid them off to the side, the Federal Reserve, on their balance sheet. So the bank's balance sheets would look better, but they still owe that money. Every major bank, Wells Fargo, Citi, Bank of America, think of these banks, Wells Fargo, they're broke. The only reason they're operating is because the Federal Reserve did a trick. They came in and said, we'll pull those, this is during the crash, we'll pull those derivatives off of your balance sheet. We'll call it off-balance sheet financing. We'll pull it off your balance sheet so it doesn't show up. You still owe it, but it's over here on the side. Exactly what he's talking about. Listen to this.
I mean, what I'm concerned about, after we had the law that came in, it made it much tougher for people to get loans. And you're seeing that out there. Small businesses can't get loans these days. Individuals have a hard time getting loans. Just to get a mortgage, you have to have all kinds of paperwork you didn't before. And Elizabeth Warren would add even more regulations to make it harder for people to get loans. You need a good banking system in order to have the economy thrive, and she'd make it harder.
I told you myself what happened to me. That we bought a condominium downtown Sarasota, but I still had my house. So I said, well, okay, until I sell my house, I'll go get a loan. So both our scores are over 800. We had a hell of a time getting a loan because we owned a business. And when they look at the business, they don't even know what they're looking at. They have no clue. And finally, I went to Cash Call Mortgage, heard about them, and they got me a loan like in 4 days because Cash Call Mortgage, the company was founded in 2003 for people for small businesses who have these kind of problems, have good credit, but it's hard to get a mortgage, hard to get a loan, even with great credit. So these banks don't have a lot of money. I'm telling you, more when I get back. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Attend the Phil's Gang Personal Stock Market Coaching Seminar with Phil Grandy and Steve Celeste in Sarasota, Florida. This seminar will educate individuals who are interested in learning in-depth stock charting technicals, providing professional one-on-one training strategies and personal investing experiences. The Phil's Gang Trading and Investing Seminar will give you the confidence to make profits in the stock market. Don't wait. Register today. Call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or register online at philsgang.com. Stop wasting your money and time on outdated newsletters, reading dozens of websites and magazines. You wanted it, you got it. One-on-one coaching with Phil Grandy. For more information and to register, call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or register online at philsgang.com. And we'll see you on the charts.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Join us Saturday, November 9th for the Veterans Day Block Party hosted by Operation Warrior Resolution. The best local bands, celebrities, food, and fun to celebrate those who serve. Do you understand? Everyone welcome to come celebrate the military nonprofits of Sarasota over Veterans Day weekend, November 9th at Cityside Apartments in the historic Rosemary District in Sarasota. Starts at 1600 hours. That's 4 p.m. for those who don't know. For more information, go to OperationWarriorResolution.org. That's OperationWarriorResolution.org and click on the events page for Veterans Day Block Party. Be there.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Join us Saturday, November 9th for the Veterans Day Block Party hosted by Operation Warrior Resolution. The best local bands, celebrities, food, and fun to celebrate those who served. Everyone welcome to come celebrate the military nonprofits of Sarasota over Veterans Day weekend, November 9th at Cityside Apartments in the historic Rosemary District in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Kendra Simpkins, U.S. Army veteran and CEO of local veteran nonprofit Operation Warrior Resolution. Come celebrate Veterans Day with us at this free event with plenty of food and drink, live music, and celebrity surprises. Come show your support, honor our heroes, and have lots of fun. We provide peace to veterans in distress through the use of alternative methods.
Veterans Day weekend, November 9th at Cityside Apartments in the historic Rosemary District in Sarasota. For more information, go to OperationWarriorResolution.org. That's OperationWarriorResolution.org, and click on the events page for the Veterans Day Block Party.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. I'll give you this address. It's Cash Call Mortgage. Jared Douglas is the fellow's name. Great guy. They started this in 2003. And they specialize in folks who are self-employed. They really do, and it's amazing what they do. And they're in all 43 states. And if you have credit, it's good credit. You don't have an 800 score like I had, but you just check it out. If you have a small business, it's really tough to get a mortgage, no matter what your score is with a small business. Like having a small business today. You can't even get a loan for a small business today. And if you own one, you go to the bank, you look like a pariah. Something's wrong because they're so scared, these banks, of what's going to go on with the economy. You know, let's talk about this for a moment. Now, I've been telling you, ever since this market started to rally, for those people who are with me all these years, that this whole rally since 2008 has been fake. It's been fake. Remember, they printed all this money, and they pushed the money into the stock market. They've dropped interest rates very, very low. And if you go to prop everything up, it's not a recovery. If you go back, if you really think about it, most people don't even know what causes a market crash or what causes a recession. A lot of people don't even have a clue. So if you think about what happened, when you have a crash in the stock market, okay, first of all, markets, they don't crash overnight. Take time. And before the 2002 dot-com crash, or the 2002 dot-com crash cost Americans $5 trillion. The 2008 housing financial crash cost Americans $13 trillion. Now get this. They're estimating the crash we're in now, called the QE crash, it's estimated to double the combined $5 trillion and $13 trillion. It's going to double that. Double that. Now, remember, the reason is this. When a market when a market crashes or you have a recession, nobody ever used to interfere, because there's a benefit to let the recession and market crash. No one would ever interfere because it's called a reset. When stocks get bloated and the market crashes, you don't want to hold it up and prop it up so it stops crashing, because we have bloated stock prices. You need them to reset. I gave you an example the other day. This is the first time ever. You take the S&P 500 companies. Those are 500 companies. Never did we have more than 20 of those 500 stocks over $100. Today we got over 225. They're not splitting their stock. They're scared to split their stock. They split, they think the market's going to crash, and they don't want to split and then the market crash. So stocks are so bloated. That's why you shouldn't be interfering in these recessions, in these market crashes, because there's a benefit not to interfere. Again, we can reset these bloated stock prices, especially now when they're not splitting their stocks anymore. Another benefit, take all these weak companies that should be bankrupt. They're sucking up all this money out of the economy. These weak companies, they're propping them up through stock buybacks, and a brand new startup company, which gives us 72% of our new jobs, they can't get money. They can't go borrow money from a bank. They can't borrow money from a bank. So if you let a recession occur, then these weak companies will go bankrupt. just like they should have done with the banks when they went broke in 2008. And that means the money now would be shifted to good assets, to new companies starting, companies that have a future. So you see, when you interfere with a crash, you really screw up the economy. Think about this here, what happened. Think Bush Sr., from 1989 to 1983. He was president. There was a recession. He didn't get a second term because he lost to Clinton in 1993. Why? Because there was a recession and he didn't interfere with it. He didn't do a QE. He didn't do stock buybacks. He didn't mask it as economic. He didn't go in and do stock buybacks and create a bubble and mask it as economic growth by dropping interest rates down to zero. So he lost to Clinton. But think what he did. If all he had to do is drop interest rates to near zero, do stock buybacks, he would have got a second term. Bill Clinton, he comes into office, right, after Senior Bush. 1993 he comes in. Now remember, from 1993 to 2001, what was going on? That's when we started to have the dot-com bubble. The dot-com bubble. So, when Bill Clinton came in, and remember what happened, he was picking up the recession from Bush Sr. So instead of letting the recession occur, what did Bill Clinton do? He lowered interest rates big time. His economic team from Wall Street, they interfered with the market. He dropped rates low to fund the dot-com bubble. And we had this massive dot-com bubble. So instead of letting the market correct, we had a massive dot-com bubble. What happened? Well, they masked it as a growth. So as the dot-com bubbles went from 1995 to 2001, it was billed as economic growth. No, it was a bubble. And it crashed. When he left office, remember what happened? In 2001, he left office, and that's when the dot-coms crashed. So during that time with the dot-coms, they were calling it economic growth when it wasn't. It was a big bubble. And then when baby Bush came in 2001, 2009, he did the same thing with housing. I'll explain that when I get back. And then you're going to understand why we have a crash that's coming. And I'll get you ready for it.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Join us Saturday, November 9th for the Veterans Day Block Party hosted by Operation Warrior Resolution. The best local bands, celebrities, food, and fun to celebrate those who served. Everyone welcome to come celebrate the military nonprofits of Sarasota over Veterans Day weekend, November 9th at Cityside Apartments in the historic Rosemary District in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Kendra Simpkins, U.S. Army veteran and CEO of local veteran nonprofit Operation Warrior Resolution. Come celebrate Veterans Day with us at this free event with plenty of food and drink, live music, and celebrity surprises. Come show your support, honor our heroes, and have lots of fun. We provide peace to veterans in distress through the use of alternative methods.
Veterans Day weekend, November 9th at Cityside Apartments in the historic Rosemary District in Sarasota. For more information, go to OperationWarriorResolution.org. That's OperationWarriorResolution.org and click on the events page for the Veterans Day Block Party.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Attend the Phil's Gang Personal Stock Market Coaching Seminar with Phil Grandy and Steve Celeste in Sarasota, Florida. This seminar will educate individuals who are interested in learning in-depth stock charting technicals, providing professional one-on-one training strategies and personal investing experiences. This Phil's Gang training and investing seminar will give you the confidence to make profits in the stock market. Register today. Call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264, or register online at philsgang.com.
Thousands of investors trust philsgang.com to deliver the tools and resources they need to invest with confidence. With the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts, you have the power to create highest quality, color-coded, easy-to-read charts in just a few simple clicks. Designed specifically for technical analysis and investing, the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock chart seamlessly integrates and functions on mobile, tablet, desktop, and web devices. Isn't it time you leave behind the old stock research routine, spending hours reading websites, out-of-date newsletters, and magazines? Instead, subscribe to the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts and plan your entire investment strategy. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264, and we'll see you on the charts. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Learn, invest, and make profits with philsgang.com and give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, remember, on November 9th, I'm going to have a seminar here at my office in Sarasota, Florida. It's $500. And we're only going to have it for 10 people. We just finished one. Works terrific because it's like a private lesson because there's only 10 people. So sign up. Go to my site, philsgang.com. That's November 9th. It's $500. It's going to be from 9 to 4 o'clock. And you're going to love it. It really works. And whether you're a beginner or you're advanced, it doesn't matter. Beginner or advanced. So again, by keeping it to 10 people, it works great. Because we can split the people out, the advanced from beginners, and you get personal attention. It's for $500. The other people that do this charge $2,000, $2,800. Are you kidding? What are you, nuts? $500? So, again, only 10 folks, and that's going to be November 9th. All right, so you can go to my site or call 877-600-GANG. All right, so when we talk about the economy, just remember what went on. And this is the easiest way to explain it And I think you then believe there is going to be a crash, and you should be prepared for a crash. Nobody's getting you prepared for a crash because they got you convinced there's not going to be a crash. As a matter of fact, what did they do? They turned around and inverted. They reversed where the 3-month Treasury was lower than the 10-year, or higher than the 10-year Treasury. The 3-month was higher than the 10-year. That happened in May. For 5 months, it stayed that way. That's a red flashing signal. We're going to have a recession. In 50 years, never been wrong. The last 7 recessions, it was right on. Perfect. So they reversed it. They went in and finally engineered a reverse. Now, remember about recessions. Recessions are a good thing. Yes, they hurt. Of course they hurt. But recessions, you got to reset your stock prices. They're overbloated. You get a chance to reset them where they should be. Right now, we got stock prices that are nuts. That are crazy. And here's what they did. All the other recessions we've had, nobody ever interfered in a recession. So good things happen. Yes, it was painful, but good things came out of it. When we came out of recession, we were stronger. We were stronger every time. Our jobs exploded. It was a good thing. Yes, you had to suffer to get there. But what they've done, if you go back and you remember when Senior Bush was in the recession, he couldn't get reelected the second term. He was running against Bill Clinton. All he had to do is what everybody else does now. Just drop rates to near zero, loan it out to all the corporations, CEOs, and let them do stock buybacks. He would have got another 4 years. Clinton comes into office. Now he's sitting there, and all of a sudden, the dot-com industry starts. The dot-com. Remember, our manufacturing was destroyed. We outsourced everything, and all of a sudden, the dot-com starts. So what does he do? He turns around and he drops interest rates. Drops interest rates very low so he can loan money to Wall Street. Everybody could get in on the dot-com bubble. And then when he left office, remember what happened? The dot-com bubble crashed. Dot-com bubble crashed when he left. And guess who comes in next? Now comes in Baby Bush. Now, when Baby Bush comes in 2001, he gets hit with the dot-com bubble crash and 9/11. And what does he do? Instead of letting a recession happen, he turns around, just the same thing that what Trump did. Remember, Trump masked the dot-com bubble as an economic growth. Instead of calling what it was a bubble, they call it economic growth. So now you turn around and you get Baby Bush. He gets elected. He's got the recession. He's got the remnants of the bubble crash. So what does he do? He lowers interest rates to zero. He starts a housing con bubble. Instead of calling it a bubble, he masks it as economic growth. So now they got a dot-com bubble they masked as economic growth. They took the housing bubble, masked that as if we were growing the economy. And now where we are today, Obama comes in. When he came in, remember what he did? He continued keeping interest rates near zero. He kept interest rates low, kept pushing up the housing market. And then we started, what happened next? Now we got this big bubble called QE bubble. Remember how they dropped interest rates to zero? Bernanke comes in, drops interest rates to zero. And now we have this big bubble where now the stock market's up over 300%. And again, they're masking this QE con bubble as economic growth. So all these bubbles are being masked as if the economy's growing. No, it's not growing. It's all artificial. And that's why if you're in a 401k, you got to be prepared. You should be hedging. You should be in a position so when this market does crash, and it's going to crash, you can't keep masking these bubbles. And you know the reason why they can't raise rates? Because we are paying about $1 trillion. $1 trillion a month we're borrowing because we're so far in debt. Every time they tried to raise interest rates, remember they tried to raise interest rates in December 2015? And then remember they tried to raise interest rates in December 2016? And what happened? The market always falls apart. Remember the October crash, 20%? Because, see, they can't, we're in such a bad position right now. You can't raise rates. We can't bring rates back to normal. So how long can this go on? You can't keep bringing. So that's why the stock market's stuck right where it is now. And that's why the stock market hasn't gone up for a year. We're stuck between, on the S&P, we're stuck between 293 and 300 on the S&P. 293 and 300 for a whole year. Why? Because everybody realizes, the big institutions realize what's going on. Everything from the dot-com bubble to the housing bubble to the QE bubble, all been masked as economic growth when it's not. And now, because the economy is so deep in debt, we're paying $1 trillion every month. We're printing money, borrowing money to try to stay with our debt. It's not working. It's not working. So now we got a real problem. So what's going to happen? Well, now what's going to happen is the banks are finally falling apart. The banks are falling apart because once those rates start going up, these banks are going to get killed. These rates, and so what do? Well, you just prepare for it. That's all. Just prepare for it. Make sure you're in the right stocks, in the right groups. There's nothing to be afraid of. And this is what we do every day with our members. So join the gang. It's $39.95. And again, if you want, in November 9th, come to my seminar. It's $500 here in my office in Sarasota, Florida. And we'll spend a day with you. And you'll get a one-on-one lesson, if you will, or seminar, if you will. It works. Okay, so we're sitting now with the banks, and there's going to be some great opportunity here to make money once these banks start collapsing, okay, and they're going to collapse. This guy's absolutely right. Listen to what he says here.
Where you said that you thought that just purely looking at the economy, that President Trump would be better for America economically than Hillary Clinton. Do you still feel that way?
Well, it's very hard to say because he's destroyed the economy. The little people have no money to spend in a consumer economy.
The lowest unemployment rate that we've seen in decades.
Wages have not risen either in total
much higher labor participation rates.
Wages have not risen either in total or specifically.
But they have gone up.
No, very little.
See how she doesn't know anything. She's supposed to be the expert. Okay, lowest unemployment rate. No, it's not. It's not. If you add back in those folks who again, remember, we have a whole bunch of people who left the workforce. They call it discouraged. They don't count them as unemployed. Trump, when he was candidate, remember he said if you push those back in, we got an unemployment rate of 16, 18%. And he's right. But when he became president, he stopped saying that. He stopped saying that. Wages going up? No, they're not. And I'll explain how they say it is when it isn't. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang today, $39.95.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Join us Saturday, November 9th for the Veterans Day Block Party hosted by Operation Warrior Resolution. The best local bands, celebrities, food, and fun to celebrate those who serve. Do you understand? Everyone welcome to come celebrate the military nonprofits of Sarasota over Veterans Day weekend, November 9th at Cityside Apartments in the historic Rosemary District in Sarasota. Starts at 1600 hours. That's 4 p.m. for those who don't know. For more information, go to OperationWarriorResolution.org. That's OperationWarriorResolution.org and click on the events page for Veterans Day Block Party. Be there. Join us Saturday, November 9th for the Veterans Day Block Party hosted by Operation Warrior Resolution. The best local bands, celebrities, food, and fun to celebrate those who serve. Do you understand? Everyone welcome to come celebrate the military nonprofits of Sarasota over Veterans Day weekend, November 9th at Cityside Apartments in the historic Rosemary District in Sarasota. Starts at 1600 hours. That's 4 p.m. for those who don't know. For more information, go to OperationWarriorResolution.org. That's OperationWarriorResolution.org and click on the events page for Veterans Day Block Party. Be there.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Schiff is running a totally fraudulent, fundamental violation of the American system with secret meetings, secret hearings, no legal representation for the administration.
And you know what? This whole thing is destroying your retirement, your wages going up. It's destroying a chance to repeal Obamacare. You know, it was interesting, this last cut, and the guy, very knowledgeable, is trying to tell this dope on CNBC what's really going on. And she says, well, wages are going up. Look at the unemployment rate, lowest ever, 3.7%. No, that's wrong. If you recall, when Trump came into office a couple years ago, what did he say the unemployment rate then was 5%? What did he say it was? He said 5% is phony. This is just a couple years ago. He said it's about 18% or even 20%. So are you telling me in more than about 2.5 years, the unemployment rate dropped from 18%? No, it hasn't. The unemployment rate, they're trying to tell us, is 3.7%. It's not, because if you add back in, like Trump said a couple years ago, the millions of discouraged workers, they don't count, you'd be up to about 12, 18%. So she doesn't tell you the truth on that. Wages. Remember, he said they're not going up as a whole. She didn't even know what the hell he's talking about. when they take wages, they don't separate it out in groups. Okay, what's the wages of folks who are working in service jobs? What's the wages of people who are top people, a doctor, cancer specialist making millions a year? What they do is they put it all in one bowl and they average it. The problem is, think about this. We have 80% of our people working paycheck to paycheck. 80%. It used to be 68. So let's even bring it back to 68% if you want. Working paycheck to paycheck. That's terrible. 50% of our jobs, we have about 157 million people working. 50% of those people are making $30,000 a year or less. But see, she works on CNBC. She's probably getting about $2-3 million a year. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand it. Women, real wages, 0.5% in the past 19 years. And in the past 19 years, men, the wages, 0.25%. Real wages. But let's talk about this. If you're making $22 today an hour, let's adjust for inflation. You have the same purchasing power as if you were making $4 in 1980. So you're not even gaining. You're not gaining. Not at all. There's no gain. Consumers are spending 40% more than their wage income. This is crazy. This is nuts. So there's some real problem with our wages. They're not going up. Because why? Because remember, the big companies, they're not taking the money they set aside for wage increases. They're taking that money and stealing it and putting it in their own pocket doing stock buybacks. So if you're going to believe that, don't believe it. Wages aren't great. But here's my point. They're wasting all this time with impeachment. They should be working on health care. They should be working on getting us better jobs. Repeal Obamacare. But I can't do that for you. But here's what I can do through times like this. Is make sure you're not going to get hurt like you did when the dot-com crashed, when with the housing crash, you're not going to get hurt. And you say, well, I'm going to stay out of the market. That's insane. Do you realize markets go down 10 times faster than they go up? I will make sure my members are all set for when this market starts to crash, they'll be in a position to benefit. This is the best time of their financial career right now as a member of Phil's gang, because we are prepared to make money when this market does crash. Now, to try to move this market higher, how are they going to do that? Earnings aren't going up. The stock buybacks are slowing down. You know that companies today, stock buybacks have dropped 18% compared to last year. Why? Because companies are so in debt. Corporate debt is at a historic high. They're afraid to borrow more money. They're afraid to borrow more money. So when we used to be able to have companies go buy their own stock to keep moving it up, it's not happening. Ask yourself, why in the last 12 months we're in the same spot? Every time the stock market on the S&P hits 200, we go from 293 to 300, 293 to 300. That's been going on for 12 months. If that doesn't convince you that stock buybacks are down, nothing will. It's over. These days of taking money, whether it's the dot-com bubble, you take all this money and lower interest rates, or you take housing, lower all the interest rates, take the QE we're in right now, lower all the interest rates, so the big boys can take that money and buy the stocks in the stock market, push the market up. That's not helping you. You on Main Street, it's not helping you. It's not helping. You think your 401k is helping you? No, because here's what's going on. That's called inflation. They're inflating these prices. And when you inflate these stock prices, this is bad because two things. One is you're buying bloated stocks. It's in your portfolio all bloated. But as these stock prices go up, that's called inflation. And prices of everything are going up. They lie to us about there's no inflation. And when prices keep going up, that means the purchasing power of your dollars in your wallet goes down. Goes down. So when you got to try to pay back your debt, you got less dollars in your wallet to pay back your debt. That's how the stock market crashes, because people get caught. They keep borrowing and borrowing, and they think it's great. They're told everything's wonderful. And then what happens when they go to pay back their debt? They can't pay it back, because the more people out there keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, the more your dollars depreciate. Because remember what they're doing. They're printing and printing and printing these dollars to put into the system for you to borrow. I can't stop that either. But what I can do every day in my team, every day, if you want to be an aggressive, an activist investor, come to our site every day. We have a class every day. Starts at 9:30 morning to 11. You can participate. Or how about the program where people are busy who don't have time to learn? They just pick one of our stocks, our portfolio stocks, and then at 2 o'clock Eastern time, we put up the video. And the video is showing you on our color-coded chart what to do. And this is what you'll hear.
And IYT, with this one, I would just, we added on Monday, we were holding it yesterday, today we're going to hold as well, but maybe move your stop up to about 189.25, up from 185.75.
So what he's doing, he's showing on the chart where it's turned green or red, he's telling you exactly what to do. How can you not make money? But the best thing, he's going to have you, the whole team's going to have you ready. When the market does crash, you'll be in advance of that crash already shorting. And again, November 9th, just 10 folks, okay, $500 each, come to Sarasota, Florida. And that'd be a good time to come to Florida, November 9th. Everybody would be freezing. November 9th, sign up. There's only 10 spots. And at our office, we'll be at our office here in Sarasota, and we'll be giving you like a private seminar, for God's sakes. Okay, so once again, I just want to say this. I can sit here every day and tell you the truth and what's going on with the market, but you're not going to believe it, because you're going to continue to believe what you hear on these fake business news networks, where they boldface lie to you. They lie to you. For heaven's sakes, to tell you that wages are up, that's a lie. They're up, but they're not up enough. Wages went up 3.1% this year. That's 8 cents. Do you know how much health care, student loans, credit cards, and rent's gone up? 18 cents an hour. There you go, 18 cents. The biggest problem we have in our country right now is, are you going to have enough money for retirement? And the more these people in Washington focus on all this other crap, that's why it's more important to focus on your numbers, your money. So join my gang, $39.95, 877-600-GANG. And don't forget, November 9th, I have a seminar here in Sarasota.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.